Yo, it's Wednesday, Hollow Cult. So you know what that means. Welcome back to the night shift. Halfway through the work week, and it's spooky season. So it's going to be awesome. What else is awesome is that like my allergies are all screwed up, but we're going to work around it.
It's because you're a gangster.
It's true. It is true. We're going to get through it. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good work week thus far. For those of you already in here, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Go over to our latest video, the Ouija Part 2 video, and hype it up. That's what we're about, hype.
Yeah, that's something that everybody needs to do is just hype the shit out of it.
Yeah. Then we'll all be famous. Just hype it. 22 people in here. Welcome everyone. Hello, welcome. Oh, how's everybody doing? What kind of weirdness we got going on? Oh,
Lots
man,
of weird.
I got a bunch of stuff we can talk about.
I have like one thing, maybe two, depending on the road you want to walk down.
All of them at the same time.
Well, I agree. I agree.
Every single one of them.
I saw a new video making its rounds. Pretty interesting. About a hunting trip in Texas, East Texas. Have you seen that one yet?
Mm-mm. Not that I know of.
Fucking creepy. So, dude's on a show. I wish I could remember the show because I'd shout you out, but I apologize for sucking.
Shout out to the show we don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, dude's on a hunting trip and he gets a really expensive thermal scope, right? Because he's going to go hunt hogs, the wild boars down there, whatever they are. He's out hunting and he's sitting he makes his way out, sits in front of a tree, hangs out there for a little while. Nothing happens. Doesn't see anything. But he's like, fuck. I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk over this direction. He walks quite a little ways, sits down, starts scoping again. And he sees a heat signature on the thermal. So he's like, all right, baby, it's go time. Right. So he zooms in on it, starts kind of watching it. And he notices that this thing looks like a human. And it's crawling on all fours. Right. So he's watching it and he's like, what the fuck? This is a person. And it goes over to the tree he was just sitting at.
I have heard this.
And it starts sniffing around, doing its thing. And then all of a sudden it turns and looks right at him. Even though he's like, I don't know if it's like 100 yards away or 300 yards away, it's staring right at him. And as it's squatted there looking at his direction, it raises its head like it's going to howl at the moon, but it starts saying in a female's voice, help me. I'm injured. Help me. So he fires around and it goes over its head and it just keeps staring at him. And then it starts, I guess it takes off and he's trying to track it with the scope, but he keeps losing it. And it's moving away from his truck. And he realizes that. So he does the smart thing, packs up and beelines as fast as he can till he gets back to the truck and he takes off.
Yeah.
But I saw that dude explaining it and I'm like, yeah, right.
Dude, I think I'll have to look up. I think I did okay, this story goes around every once in a while.
The same one?
I think we did a Patreon on it.
Really?
A long time ago. One of our first ones. Because
Maybe. I don't know.
I can't remember. I know we talked about it before because then on a guy went on Radio Rental
Yeah.
with Rainn Wilson, not anymore, it's Jeff Foxworthy now. But
Oh,
and
that's weird.
yeah, he claimed that it was his story and went on there and presented it as his
Interesting.
own. So I'm like, we talked about this like 2 fucking years ago, right? And then I saw it making the rounds of all the like the big time guys like Ninjas or Butterflies and stuff here lately. I saw it going around on that, but it's been around for a while. I think I found it on Reddit or 4chan.
That's
Still have
gross.
to look up. I think we talked about it on the Patreon probably like 5 fucking years ago,
It might have.
but it's horrifying.
Rachel says she's seen one in the back country in 2019, which is gross.
It is gross. No, thank you.
What do you do in that moment? Because like if it's at nighttime and you're looking through a thermal, you don't know what the fuck that thing is. 'Cause
No, and
what if it is a person and you do something not cool?
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do?
It's crazy because, like, for example, I was reading, like, creepy things that happen to people. It was on Reddit or whatever, and this woman posted that they were out at a campground. I can't remember where exactly, just in the middle of nowhere, and, her and her husband had taken their nephews out just to camp for the weekend, and so there wasn't anybody around, but this white pickup truck drove by. And the guy had his window down, he was eyeballing him real close, and he kept going back and forth. So finally, the husband stopped the guy and was like, "What's your deal?" And he's like, "I'm looking for my girlfriend. I haven't seen her." He's like, "Alright, well, if we see anybody out here in the woods, like, uh, I don't know, we'll flag you down or something." I don't know how this is supposed to work. But anyway, he takes off, they go about their business. And later that night, the coyotes start going crazy. And they're like, "Well, this is kinda weird." And in the, like, mix of the coyote howls and yelps, they start to hear a woman yell, "Help me, help me." And they're like, "Man, what do we do?" It's weird that he was looking for a woman, they don't like, there's one missing, apparently, according to her boyfriend. Anyway, they go out and they find the actual woman. There's nothing paranormal about it, but it just makes you wonder, like, if you hear that in the woods, what are the odds of it being a real person compared to the odds of it being something nefarious?
And the ironic thing about that is, so the entities that can mimic, I would assume they could mimic anyone's voice, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't
I
you?
mean, you would think so.
Right. Isn't it ironic that they choose women and children to mimic instead of men?
Yeah, they play on your emotions.
Yeah, 100%.
Emotional
Which
manipulation.
which means there's a level of intelligence there too. It's not just predatory per
And it
se.
it even goes it even goes beyond that, because a lot of times you'll have people hear family members. So it can manipulate, like, your thoughts and your memories.
See, that's
It'll hear
gross.
dead loved ones. People will hear dead loved ones and shit, like,
That would be disgusting
yeah,
to mimic that.
yeah.
I don't like the idea of that.
It does, like, whatever these things are, be it cryptids or interdimensional beings or aliens, they 100% play on our emotions, human consciousness. They are tapped way the fuck in there, and it puts us at a gross disadvantage.
Yeah. And then two other things that I would like to bring up. First one being, uh, Steve and I need some feedback because we were thinking about doing something for Patreon to see if it goes well. I don't know. It's an idea. The idea being that one Saturday, because I don't know how we'll have to do this. We might have to do it where I'm here and Steve's there. I don't know yet. I'll have to figure out the inner workings of it. Anyways, we're thinking about once a month for Patreon allowing one of our normal episodes to be viewed live just like this, but just for Patreon members. And then at the end of said episode, instead of just ending it, we go to you guys. You can weigh in, ask questions, bring up points that we missed, kind of make it a lot more interactive and maybe spark new ideas and avenues for the episode to go down. If that's something that all the Patreon members would be interested, somehow get a hold of us, let us know it's a good idea, and we'll focus more on that. I think it would be really cool because it brings the community closer. It gives extra incentive for Patreon. And as far as finding the truth goes, I think it would be a really positive thing.
Yeah, it's
I know Saturday would be tough, but that's about the best we got right now. So
yeah, our schedules are jacked.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it would. When you brought it up, I'm like, that's a great idea. You know,
I think
'cause
it would be cool.
people like to be involved, and like, it's a lot easier to get feedback in real time because like we can add it to the show
Yeah,
essentially, as opposed to like only being able to respond in comments and stuff.
yeah, and the and during the episode, me and Steve would have to do our best to completely ignore what you guys are talking about because I don't want to get sidetracked as we're doing the show.
Yeah, we can hide the chat panel.
Yeah, yeah, we'll do that,
Until
and
we
then
open the.
at the end we open it and go from there.
Oh, I found a new flavor, sugar-free dew. I'm gonna try. Not that this is a food review, but it's just kind of funny if it's disgusting. But yeah, let us know. Let us know if
Yeah.
you're interested in that.
And then the other thing,
Crispy.
have to on-air discussion with Steve. Do we mentioned something about Patreon the other day about experiences. Do you want to stick with Patreon episode for that or talk about it now?
Oh, I was gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's too weird not to talk about. And we can lead into that because I was gonna talk about like uh my cool experience at the airport.
Oh yeah, you got
Yeah.
alien implants.
Yeah, I may have a very personal alien implant. It smells like Hawaiian Punch, which OG Hawaiian Punch is good.
I'm not a big Hawaiian Punch fan.
Never mind. No, doesn't taste like Hawaiian Punch.
Does it taste like dirt?
No,
No.
it
Good.
doesn't taste like the trolley worms either.
What's it supposed to taste like?
Like the sour worms.
Oh, gross. Yeah.
It doesn't taste like that. I don't know what it tastes like.
Gross. It sounds gross. Speaking of, if anybody knows any good things to add to water that taste good, please let me know. Because the only one I like really enjoy, is watermelon liquid IV. But you're only supposed to have like one of those a day, so that kind of sucks.
Ugh.
I guess because all the sodium in it, maybe. I don't really know why, but either way, you're only supposed to have about one a day. So if anybody knows anything comparable to that, that's not like crazy sweet, no.
Damn it, Yeti. Okay, I guess we're gonna talk about it. Also, hello everybody that's here. Burton, what's up? Conspiracy Chaos, what's up? Colleen, Brother John, all the regulars hanging out. Are you? Just want to give a little shout out.
Eye water.
New England Dirt Roadie, what up?
New England Dirt Road. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it. So, this starts a couple years ago. So, my kids don't live with me. They live out of state, so they fly back and forth a lot. Well, my youngest was flying by himself for the first time Uh, so I walk him through security, go through TSA and all that stuff just to make sure that he gets to his gate and gets on the plane. I make sure in my brain, I make sure that I don't have any metal on me because I don't want to do the whole TSA thing. And as he goes through, he's good. I go through, I get flagged. So I'm like, damn it. They're like, well, we've noticed some odd metal in like around your waist and your groin area. So I was like, okay, that's weird. So they pat me down, whatever, send me on my way. I put on basketball shorts,
To
which
get
I
a
wore to the
cyber dick.
yeah, yeah. I put on basketball shorts, but then as I'm like looking, I'm like, what could be metal? And then the eyelets in
Fucking
the basketball shorts that the drawstring goes through was metal. So I'm like, okay, that's what did it. So
T100 over here.
um I flew to Jacksonville, Florida this weekend. Past weekend? No, the weekend before last.
Yeah, something like that.
So I made sure when I went to the airport, I didn't have any metal on me. My basketball shorts had a drawstring on them, had metal ends, cut them off, didn't want to fuck with it. Go through the airport, get in the metal detector, flag me again. Notice some odd metal in your groin area. And I'm like,
Could you? They don't. They probably don't have like. I'm probably. You should have went through the damn suitcase conveyor belt thing because that's
I
like
wish I
X-ray,
would've.
right?
I wish I would've.
Or at least just like hopped on and let the lower half go in and be like, check this. What's in there?
I wish I could see, but it sets it off. So I get pat down again. I'm like, son of a bitch. Check my shorts and everything. Literally no metal whatsoever. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. Flying back at the Jacksonville airport. I thoroughly check myself for metal. None. Like I'm pretty fucking metal, but I'm not wearing any metal. Go through TSA. I'll be fucked if I don't get flagged again. Patted down again. At this point, it's just a game. Like, let's get it. But I don't have any idea where this metal is.
We
They're
need
like,
to
"Do you have any
go get you
surgical
an X-ray.
devices?" They probably thought I had a junk piercing, is what they were probably thinking.
Should have showed them.
I should have said yes, but
Should have showed them and then been like, wand it. Get the wand out and wand it right now.
did I swallow any coins as a kid? Not that I know of.
Would a
I
coin
asked,
be
like,
stuck in you for that long?
"Do
I
what?"
feel like it shouldn't
No, it would
be.
pass, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they're like,
I would think if a coin's in you for that long, that's probably an issue.
they're like, "Have you had any surgeries that, like, you may have forgotten about?" And I'm like, "No, I my surgery history is my tonsils taken out and tubes in my ears. That's it. Nothing more." So, they're like, "Well, maybe talk to your parents, see if there's something that you had when you were younger, blah, blah, blah." So, I asked my mom, and my mom's like, "I don't know, have you ever been shot and not remember it?"
Because that happens a
I'm
lot.
like, "Dude, what?" So, anyway, I don't know. I got an alien implant.
Dude, I'm saying I mean, that's a good idea too. Get a massive magnet and run it all over you
Oh,
and see if
god.
it'll just pull it out.
Yeah, that's horrible depending on where it's at. I don't know where it's at. They're just like, they focused on below my waist, above my knees. So
It'll be all right.
my mom's like, maybe we can just get you an x-ray.
Yes.
I
That's
don't
what I
want to
said.
know.
Do it.
I don't want to
Yes.
know. If I get an x-ray, you have to go under hypnotherapy.
Oh, deal.
Fuck. That went way better than I thought it was going to.
You did not see that coming, did you?
Oh, let
Dude,
me,
we could get an alien implant.
there may have been some BB gun fight. Well, I don't know. I feel like if I got shot with a BB gun enough for it to get wedged in my junk, I would remember it.
Yeah, I would think so. So I remember getting shot point blank with a pellet gun, and that sucked.
Yeah, you remember things. Okay, that was the first thing Kyle brought up after the UFO. So I can't confirm or deny that whatever's inside of me set off the alarm a couple years ago when I went through because I had the eyelets on my basketball shorts, which would have been the same area, same thing. I don't this the other two happened after I saw the possible UFO in Blue Ridge. Do I
Yeah,
have missing time? I don't know.
but to be fair, which I didn't know when I made that comment that Steve had prior encounters with TSA. However, there have been lots and lots of alien encounters at Steve's house where he lives.
Because they piss me off.
Well, yeah. But your mom's experience, your kids' experience,
The
you
neighbors.
you can't discredit that.
I can because aliens are lame.
Well, I mean, we're not arguing that.
What's my blood type? I think O positive.
I think I'm one of the O's too.
I can't remember.
I
I think
think.
O positive.
Yeah, I don't know. Letters are dumb.
It's the one
That you can give to everybody.
I can give to everybody, but I can only take of that specific kind.
That kind of sucks.
I don't care.
But I mean,
I'm on
if I'm the same one, then we could just IV each other when we're fighting Dogman.
Yeah, as long as we don't get too far away to where the IV unplugs.
I've already made up my mind though. And tell me this is not wouldn't be cool. It'd be good internet. So you know who Billy is from Predator? The Native American dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene where he stands on the log and he takes his shirt off and pulls his big knife out and then cuts his chest and then he fights Predator.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do when we encounter Dogman.
Good. I'm gonna have
I'm just gonna stand there and you'll be like, Kyle. And I'm just gonna ignore you, pull out a big knife and just cut my chest and then wait for Dogman.
Well, when we were supposed to go on the Dogman documentary with Tony.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of people know that or not. Like we were supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And our schedules got kind of janked. Had some prior commitments that interfered. My plan was to wear a pork steak ghillie suit out into the Dogman territory. So I feel like that would go hand in hand with you just chest wound.
Yeah.
Pork steaks. He's going to be so confused that we can get the upper hand.
Yeah. Element of surprise there.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeti. Me and Yeti got matching fucking dick plants.
Hell yeah. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you go with your mom and get something done.
Can you just go get an MRI? I had an MRI on my back.
Bro, your mom
fucked it up the last time.
Your mom has connections.
Okay, so I had an MRI on my back, which would have been 2022 when they found all those herniated discs.
Yeah.
You think it would have shown up on there because that's about like the lower back's probably the same area.
No, because they're good at hiding stuff.
That's true.
I'm saying use your mom's connections, get in there, get one done so we can see what's going on.
How much?
If you have an alien implant, I'm willing to remove it.
How much does it cost to buy an X-ray machine on the black market?
Way too much. We don't have that kind of money. We can barely afford merch.
That's fair. MRI could rip it out.
Oh, so dude, that's dope. See, that's what I'm telling you.
Go to a vet clinic. Now you're talking.
That's like the janky thing in all action movies.
Yeah, Chaos. Literally,
you know, some sketchy ass vet that's like, yeah, I'll take money on the side.
Yeah, it's like a Trailer Park Boys episode.
Hell yeah, I'm in.
Every time Ricky gets shot, they just take him to the vet.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I've been stopped 3 times now. I don't go to the airport that much, but 3 times. One of them's questionable because I did have metal on. The 2 last weekend, I even prepared, and I'm like, "Here we go again."
Bro, it could be like out of the X-Files show where they have that implant in the little vial. We
I'm not
need
getting it dug out of my balls.
dude, I'll cut it out.
I know you would, but I'm not consenting to that.
I got this. Your mom will be my OR nurse, and we got this.
Hey, what's a pork steak? Okay, so a pork steak is a very Midwest thing. Anyone not in the Midwest has no idea what a pork steak is. When I went to South
Really?
Dakota, yeah, we went to a butcher shop because we were gonna get the boys like some bison burgers and shit. And we're
Mhm.
like, "Hey, do you got any pork steaks?" And they looked at me like I had just grown a third eye, and they're like, "Why would you want that? It's like a trash cut
It's
everywhere else."
good
They're like,
though,
"Why would you want that?" I'm like, cut yourself one,
and then
grill
eat it.
it up, and then we'll talk about it."
Yeah, it is good when they're done right, they're good.
Oh, pork steak on a charcoal grill, mint,
Yeah, pork steaks are
perfect.
good.
Uh,
I
yeah, it's
remember
definitely a
cooking
Midwest
them.
thing.
I cooked them on a makeshift grill. It was a, you know, those aluminum dessert trays?
Yeah.
Take one of those, put some charcoal in it, put a grate over top of it. That was our grill, and we cooked it underneath the overpass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Another way you can do
it
it,
was lit.
my grandma used to coat them in flour and fry them, and then she would put barbecue sauce on and finish them in the oven, so it get kinda like a glaze
Oof.
on it. I could
Mm.
eat like 40 of those.
I think I would just rather go with the regular grilled ones, but that does sound good.
Have we thought about applying as the new host of Mysterious Universe?
No, they wouldn't take us.
And we're the hosts of Hollow Sky.
Yeah. They would
Who would
tell
be
us
the
to
host of
get
Hollow Sky?
fucked.
I don't even know who the old hosts of Mysterious Universe are.
No.
No disrespect.
No, they're huge.
Yeah, and I do read their articles a lot and use them as sources sometimes. I
Yeah, but
just don't know who they
they
are.
have everything locked down now. You have to pay,
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
which sucks because they did have some really good articles.
Be safe, paranormal trucker.
I mean, if they reached out, I wouldn't say no.
No, that's a giant audience.
Yeah.
It's a
But
giant
I
audience
mean,
of people.
also, if Sharknado guy wanted to make another Sharknado and have me and Steve in it, I also wouldn't say no.
I don't even think it was an official Sharknado.
It was.
It was like Sharknado 19.
So
Yeah.
I 100% would have done it
Yeah.
without question. I could be an actor.
Every oh, positive, my mother says. She would know.
Yeah. See, she's prepping. She knows that she's going to be my OR nurse when we
Take
figure
my
this out.
implant out.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember if I've ever been shot?
We'll just get a bottle of Jack Daniels, my sweet knife, and some rubber gloves.
Are you going to be drinking the Jack Daniels?
No, that's for sanitizing the wound, dude.
Just right on my junk.
Hmm? Dude, it Jack Daniels and junk wounds go together.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I was shot in a
Yeah.
parallel universe.
No,
See?
no,
Rachel's
it
on
was
something.
no, she's wrong.
Definitely an alien
It's an
implant.
alien implant, and we have to remove it so we have it for our
Mm.
archives. I mean, look, I can see a spot right there behind you. You're over your right shoulder, right there on your shelf. Boop boop. Over, yep, right, yeah, it was kind of right in that area. Not so much there. No, no, no. Back. Keep going. There's a little bit more. Yeah, right there. Right there is a good spot for an alien implant. And I mean, you keep the podcast room locked so no one could ever break in and take it.
Except the MIB.
No, no, it's a
They operate via radio signals. They're
dude. You have
in
a
this right
guard.
now.
You have a fucking guard in there.
That
Lucy will
is
guard
true.
that.
That is true.
You know she will. She'll fuck anybody up that comes in there.
That is strange. I don't know. Something's in there because
I'm willing to take
unless
it out.
TSA just likes patting down my junk, which is weird because it's I don't feel like it's like anything to write home about, you know?
It's still a compliment, though.
Yeah, kinda.
It is. Don't sell yourself short. It's a compliment.
They were both weird dudes that did it too.
It's all right. It doesn't matter. A compliment's a compliment.
That would be a shitty job.
Yeah, I'm
Unless you're
not
into
trying
it.
to do
Unless you're
that.
into it. There's some weirdos out there.
Oh, there's definitely some weirdos out there.
The dude at the Jacksonville airport just started doing it, like, because they're supposed to let you know what they're doing. Like, hey, I'm gonna be fucking feeling this and touching that. Old dude just went right for it, and he goes, "Oh God, I was supposed to tell you what I was supposed to do." And I'm like, does it count as assault if you didn't tell me? Like, how do I know you're the guy that's
Yeah.
supposed to be messing with my garbage? Yeah. Oh, so yeah, that happened. Um, that's something that I got going on.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really affect me one way or other because I don't fly that much, so I forget about it until I get to, like, "Step over here and take your shoes off, sir," and I'm like, "Oh,
Better
okay."
next time maybe you could just see if you get a free one at the airport and just stick your lower half in that conveyor belt where they X-ray the machine.
That's
Don't
gonna be a
they?
tight. I'm a big dude, that's gonna be a
Right?
tight fit.
Isn't that right? They X-ray the bags and stuff.
Yeah, you set it on a little conveyor and it goes through.
Yeah, you do that.
Just making it to second base every time I go through TSA.
Hey, man. Steve does have a metal detector.
I do. I put that on there and just see if it goes. I
Yeah.
also have one of those big, magnet fishing magnets.
There you go. Try that out.
I I don't want it to pull, like, I don't need a flesh wound.
Or well, get one of those like little rod
What if that motherfucker's
metal
this long?
detectors. Get one of them little rod metal
Like
detectors.
a wand?
Yeah. The little one where it homes in on it, that's what you need.
I got another.
That way you know exactly where it's at.
So, yeah, that's happening. Uh, that's something that went on. What else? I went on a ghost hunt, which is not near as interesting as having an alien implant in my garbage, but it was kinda cool. Haven't been on one in a long time. Went to, Castle Warden in St. Augustine, which is also the Ripley's Believe It or Not, which is cool, except it made paranormal investigating a little difficult. But anyway, it was an old hotel where, there were some mysterious deaths and stuff, and, apparently it was haunted. Didn't get anything cool. Did get to use some cool equipment, some thermal and digital temperature gauges and all kinds of cool shit like that. Um, did have some weird temperature drop offs, not nothing crazy significant, but like probably 4 or 5 degrees, noticeable enough that it was different. And then we went into this spot where this woman's body was found. They said there's a lot of activity that goes on there. And they're like, when you're using your EMF reader, if it's giant spikes, ignore it because it's probably electricity in the building. You're near some wires or whatever. They said if it just goes up a little bit and hangs out, that's something noticeable. So we were sitting in that room and we're kind of trying to communicate with her. And then the EMF reader goes up about 4 points and just hangs out there as we're kind of talking back and forth, trying to pick stuff up on our digital recorder. And so I'm like, "Okay, this is interesting. It's what they told us to look for, you know?" But about that time, some of the other people that were on the tour came in, started talking, and the EMF goes, "Meow." I'm like, "Son of a bitch."
It's like
Made me fucking I'm like, "We were right there." Yeah, St. Augustine is old. It's like the one of the oldest
boop.
cities in the nation, some shit. Oh, I forgot to turn comments on. You guys want comments on?
You just turn it back off.
Oh, shit. I can't even see it on mine.
Yeah, because nobody's talking right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Uh, yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was hard to investigate because, like, St. Augustine or not St. Augustine, where the fuck? Ripley's Believe It or Not has, like, a ton of mannequins, so when you're doing thermals, like, obviously, a ghost is not gonna be red hot like a human, so you pan around and you see, like, a silhouette of a person, and I'm like, "Oh, shit, a ghost." No. "Oh, shit, a mannequin." It also has a bunch of mirrors and windows and displays that reflect right back at you. So you're scanning and you'll see yourself standing in a mirror, which is a little bit warmer than like the mannequins, but you're like, oh, damn, there's another one. No, it's me. Damn. I'm not very good at ghost hunting. Let's just get that out there.
It's okay.
We're learning.
Yeah, there's something to be said about that. It's
Yeah,
good.
we're learning. I know. I found that out after I got back to Illinois that St. Augustine Lighthouse is supposed to be super haunted. John, the ghost hunt was just a symptom of going to Florida. Okay. I didn't go there to ghost hunt. It was just,
Yeah.
it was a spur of the moment thing.
Well, funny you bring that up. Funny you bring that up.
I'm trying to think of how we go into this, Kyle, because the way it played out is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, me and Kyle record this last weekend, which you need to check out next Monday. It's the conclusion of the Ouija board episode, Ouija board series. I don't know what brought it up, but you asked me if anything weird was going on or some shit, because we normally don't communicate it a lot when it's weird, right?
Was it did I by chance bring up the video I took?
Yeah, we're talking. Well, let's start with that. The
Okay.
paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not the only thing that's happened in this room. I've got video of other things moving in this room.
Yeah, you can tell. Start with that.
Yeah, so the other day I was writing at the same time, which I fucking love. I love the fact that I can text message off my computer. I can type so much faster. And so I'm doing that. I'm talking to Steve while I'm writing. And we're talking about, like, the other day I was deep in thought. I wish I had it all because it'd make for good talk tonight, but my brain deleted it. But basically I essentially convinced myself that we're living in a simulation. And I compared it to religion and all types of stuff. And I was kind of talking to Steve about that. And then we started talking about weird shit in general. And out of the corner of my eye, I noticed this. What it actually was is a stamp roll, right? And it's just a piece of it broke off, but it was almost a full circle. After circle is kind of sitting there like this. And as we're talking, it's moving back and forth like a rocking chair would, right? And I just stopped in my message and I'm like, Steve, I'm pretty sure. No, that's what it was. That's how it started, Steve. That's when you started talking about the communication with spirits.
Oh yeah.
You were telling me about that stuff, about the TV and the waves and all that shit. And I start to notice that piece of paper moving back and forth. There's no fan. I was trying to breathe real heavy to see if that would roll it. I hit my desk to see if that would roll it. Nothing. And I was like, dude, it's done it like 4 times now. I'm pretty sure something is here. And Steve's like, communicate, ask you questions. So instead of asking it out loud, I started asking in my head. I asked several questions. Nothing got a response, but they were kind of generic BS questions. And then in my head, I was like, can you communicate telepathically? And then it rolls backwards. And I got a video of it and I sent it to Steve, and Steve was like, okay, that's fucking weird. But of course, you can't hear me ask the question because, like I said, I did it in my head. And that's kind of essentially how that ends,
Yeah.
and then we get together. I don't even know what brought it up when we were together.
I think we were talking about spiritual communication.
Like, so I remember saying, I know I've got a lurker.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I'm calling it.
you said that before we had talked about it, because you had mentioned it on. Okay, so we recorded 2 episodes. We recorded the one that dropped this past Monday, and then we
Yeah.
recorded the one that dropped the next Monday. So on the one that dropped this past Monday, I had mentioned the implant, and you said, "And I have a lurker," but I didn't have any idea what you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
So we
Yeah.
got in between the shows,
Yeah.
and we started talking about weird shit that was going on because we were talking about spirit communication, and I was talking about, like, really getting into it, talking about trying to build a Frank's box and all this stuff.
Yeah. And mind you, in the same room, real quick, my wife has taken video of our closet over here that I'm currently looking at. And I have video of my daughter's Halloween dress moving, and then a big light shade gets pulled out of the
Forgot about
bag
that.
onto the floor. So it's weird. So go ahead, Steve. You continue on.
Um, so he was asking me if anything weird has been going on at my place, and at first I was like, "Yes, actually." A couple little offhanded things, nothing super crazy, but I came home, so I have, like, an armoire in my kitchen that I have cookbooks in. I keep my, like, kitchen towels and pot holders and shit in, and it has 2 big swinging doors, and they sit on one another. So you have to open this one to get this one open. So I come home from work one day, and the one that sits behind is open, and the one that sits in front is shut. So it's just someone has opened the door while I was gone.
And Steve, word this correctly when it gets time, because I think people are going to initially think that our homes are haunted. I don't think that's the case at all.
Yeah. Um, so that happened. Like, that startles you when you come home and something's not the way you left it when you left, especially when you live by yourself.
Mm.
I'm like, "Okay, that's sus." And then not long after that, um, I wake up and come out, and one of the pot holders that's in the same armoire is laying on the floor. So I'm like, "Okay, that's weird too." But then I'm trying to play it out in my head. Did I grab a kitchen towel? Did it fall out? This, that, and the other. Just kind of write it off. Whatever. So I tell him about those kind of one-off things. And then he goes, "Have you been seeing anything strange lately?" And I'm like, "As a matter of fact, I have." And I'm like, "I've been seeing
Something,
something."
because we get to that point of like seeing something, and then I just out of pure curiosity, I was like, "What?" Which is a weird question to ask, because I think it's a weird thing to see. But I ask, does it have a specific color
No,
to it?
that's not there yet.
No?
No.
Okay.
So you asked me if I've seen anything strange, anything different. And I'm like, "As a matter of fact, I have." And I'm positive it's not the shadow.
Yeah, yeah, you did say that. Yep.
I said, "It's not the shadow because it's not the shadow that I see here has a very direct path, does the same thing all the time. This," I said, "the thing I've been seeing essentially the last month or so is different." And you
That's right.
stop me and you go, "What is it doing?"
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
And I go, "Honestly, I'm seeing it out of my peripheral, but it looks like like it's something poking its head around the corner of the door."
Mhm.
Zoom, zoom. And Kyle holds his hand up, and it's just goosebumps. His hair
Yeah.
standing up.
Yeah, it is right now.
And he goes, "I'm seeing that too."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here," you know? And then
Yeah.
he asked me, he goes, "What color is it?" And that immediately stands out in my mind because it is different. It's not the
Yeah.
shadow. It's not dark. So whatever it is, I'm
Yeah.
like, it's very light in color, like a light gray, like an off white in color. And Kyle go,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
I was basically like, fuck. Like I could have swore mine was like a lightish, like a very light, like grayish yellow. But remind you, I was watching TV. It was out of the corner of my eye, so it could, but it was
same shit."
definitely, without question, lighter than a shadow. It was not a shadow at
Yeah.
all whatsoever. And I thought that was insanely bizarre to have that conversation go that route. Because most people, when they talk about those things, it's a shadow person peeking its head around the corner.
This was like a light gray in color, like an off white, but not as bright as off white. It was like a lower tone of off white. It was like a light gray is the best way I can describe it. And it would just, I'd be sitting in my chair watching, because normally the shadow will catch my eye as it's moving its course, and then the last month or so, realistically, probably since the fucking Georgia thing happened, will just like poke its head around the corner of the door, pull its head back.
And you're right. You're right, Zach. That is actually a symptom from the things that stardust.
It's weird.
I didn't think about it being that either, actually. I was more taking on the lines of a spirit.
Which a lot of these things start out very ghost-esque, but then take that turn into extraterrestrial territory.
Yeah, which I'm kind of in the same boat as Steve. I'm really not trying to go down that road. That road is different.
Dude, if you start really diving into spiritual communication, EVPs, Ouija boards, things like that, it's almost like so many encounters start to go that direction. It's almost like whatever like these extraterrestrial entities are is like force themselves into this like spiritual communication space.
Well, and to be fair, I've seen videos of late of people talking about how these things are around us all the time. They're just cloaked. Like, and they're in reference to the ET. And then I had long time ago, my sister-in-law was talking about the ghost hunters guys, Taps. And I think she had met him. They were talking off to the side. And he was saying, and I'll be willing to bet it had something to do. The reason why it's not publicly discussed is because of probably some type of rights with the TV show and shit like that.
They're ghost hunters, not alien hunters.
Exactly. But he said most of the encounters that they had were not ghosts. They were extraterrestrial. Which is weird, like you pointed out about Sir No Face and that whole situation.
Yeah, No Face went the same way. They were ghost hunters investigating it, and it turned into a full-blown extraterrestrial hunt. Like, I can't even, like, you guys need to watch the Sir No Face trilogy. He's supposed to be making a fourth one, but
the trilogy is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that'll give you some insight into how things spiral from ghosts to aliens. And then again, I know I've been just kind of a broken record here, but go listen to the New Kirk's 4-part episode on spirit communication. They do a lot, like, it's not Ouija board stuff, but it's EVPs. Go listen to that. I think they just dropped the last one last week. Like the information they put out there, it's on the Haunted Objects podcast. You can watch it on YouTube, whatever. The information that they dig up and the paths that it takes is so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, Frank Sumption is the man who created the Frank's box, which essentially is like a bigger version of the SB7 ghost boxes we use now. He found the schematics in an old popular electronics magazine. Built the box, couldn't get it to work. He said that he was in contact with Konstantin Radova, who was one of the very first people that really dove into electronic voice phenomena. Konstantin has been dead for years. Konstantin told him, you need to change this in your Frank's box and it'll work. He did it. The box didn't work. So said as he was sitting there at his dinner table, he got some sort of telepathic communication from something. At the time, he didn't know what it was. And it told him to use this very specific piece, this very specific electronic microphone, which in his brain, he's like, why does this need to be in here? This doesn't make any sense as to how this is going to make this work. So he finally just relented, put it in the box worked. After the box started working, he was in contact with beings that claimed to be extraterrestrials. And the contact is off the rails. They referred to him as the Purple Princess. Which what are the odds of getting that through electronic voice phenomena over and over and over again enough to where like it becomes your moniker.
Oh, and
Anyway,
the TV thing's crazy.
that was a long story to get to where I'm at. So, as the Frank box starts getting picked up in the paranormal realms, shows like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures start using it and using it to contact spirits. And Frank Sumption is adamantly against this. Like there's videos of him arguing with Ghost Hunters saying, "This is not what I built this for. I built this to communicate with extraterrestrials." And it just kind of took off in that ghost realm because what was the big thing going on? Every television station had ghost hunting shows.
Yep.
And it drove him nuts that it took its path down this ghost hunting path as opposed to his alien communication. So he kind of distanced himself from the ghost hunters, the spiritual side of it. And he started building Frank boxes, but with visual communication too, through old television sets where he would get it to just scan the static of the televisions. And sure enough, as he's scanning the static, it grabs one image in the static of essentially a man in black, an MIB. It's a silhouette of a man. It's got a hat on, and it's crazy because he also picks up audio at the same time that says, we're monitoring this. And then it says something about the Father and the Son. It's bonkers.
It
It's
is
bizarre.
wild.
So, like, I don't know. I don't know if spirit communication is what we think it is. The Newkirks, Greg and Dana Newkirk, they did the Hellier series. They did the Unbinding film. They host the Haunted Objects podcast. They got a paranormal museum that tours around. Definitely check it out. But yeah, that's I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird that it all kind of goes that direction. And if you tune into Monday's episode, we kind of talk about some stuff that goes that direction also.
Yeah. I think I took mine out, but it doesn't mean that I ain't been, because remember there was that fucked up dream I had a long time ago where I felt like something stabbed me in the foot.
Oh yeah, that wasn't all that long ago.
No, I was here at this house.
Because I remember.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about it on the show, so it would have to be within the past probably 5 years.
Somebody made a good point that like we're opening ourselves up with telekinesis via our telepathy practice, which
That's
I do have
true.
here. Everybody remember that at the end of the show. Think about your shape and your color, but don't say it now. But also what started it off, I was talking about like I don't know what I'm doing. Keep that at the forefront of your thoughts. But I've low key been trying to like meditate a little bit. So I'll do it like in the shower when I'm standing there. I'll shut the lights off and the water running just kind of like it's like a weird like a
weird,
rhythm.
yeah.
It kind of puts me in a space. So I'll just stay in there and I'll try to like clear my mind and I'll try to meditate for like 15 minutes. Just try to get in a zone. I don't know what it is, but since I've started doing that, I've been dreaming more. I've been remembering dreams. Like I don't remember dreams at all, hardly ever. But since I've started that, I'm starting to dream more. I'm starting to remember them more. So I don't know if maybe I'm unlocking something in my consciousness or I don't know.
The shower is the best place to do thinking. Period. That's always been my favorite place to think.
So I'll just stand in there in the dark and I'll just close my eyes with the water running. And I might start listening to the Gateway tapes while I'm in there, just play them in the background. But if I have my headphones on, I'll probably get electrocuted.
Yeah, it's probably not the smartest thing ever, but
Has anyone tried it? Has anyone tried to astral project while getting electrocuted?
I mean, you could essentially build yourself one of those sensory deprivation tanks.
Yeah,
And then you would be like 11 from Stranger Things because that's essentially what they do for her. The
which is fine.
pool, the salt, and all that shit.
But definitely, oh man, I know. And they're long. The Newkirks, they're long ass episodes, long episodes, like an hour and a half a piece. But they are worth it because the information that team digs up is wild. Which is also kind of cool because they'll reference books and then I'll come in here and I'll find them. And I'm like, all right, let's double check this shit. But they were talking about like, man, I can't remember his name. His last name's Barker. He was like one of the first guys to coin the term MIB. And he was interacting with the MIB. They were showing up at his house. They were following him in cars and all this shit. And eventually they were communicating with him and they told him that they can communicate with him through the static between the stations of the radio, which is pretty fucking crazy
Yeah.
when you look at like spiritual communication and EVPs and shit.
I wonder, because I was just thinking about that. I wonder what happens in between static stations.
They talk about it a lot. So one of the other guys on the Haunted Objects podcast, I can't think of his name, but he's one of the ones that essentially created the Estes method. Which, if you watch any ghost hunter shows within the last 10 years, the Estes method is where they put the sound eliminating headphones on. They're listening to the static. They have their blindfolds on. They can't hear anything going on outside of the headphones, but someone in the room is asking them questions. And they'll pick up and recite like what they're hearing. And sometimes it correlates with the questions. So you're kind of locked in communicating with whatever this is. But they kind of explain how it's so hard for me to like explain it the way they do. But there's very specific instruments like the SB7 that work because they're like they're like on the lower end of quality. They said the higher quality stuff you have, the less responses you get. It says it's almost like there's an electromagnetic field that the ghost can't, or that the whatever this is, can't talk through. So as that's less, then you start getting these interesting communications.
Hmm.
So, um, what was I going to say? They were talking about like there's 3 waves to doing the Estes method. At first, when you start, you'll be listening to it scan the stations and you'll just be picking out words you hear. Sometimes it'll correlate with the questions, sometimes not. But they said as you kind of get into the rhythm and get attuned to the sound, you start hearing words and phrases that's below the static of the scans. You'll hear it below that. And then once you're locked in, you'll start getting messages telepathically, which was interesting to me because when I told Kyle communicate with it, Kyle started asking questions telepathically that he was getting answers to.
That is true.
So it's I don't know, man. It's weird. I've had my ghost box in here going off. I'll just be sitting in here just listening to it, trying to get locked in. Like I'm deep down the rabbit hole of spirit, like communication with whatever these things are.
Johnny, I used to see flashes of light before I fell asleep too.
I still do.
Until Mine stopped whenever I rebuked it in the name of Jesus.
Which brings up another question.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also hearing a woman call my name as well, but that all stopped when I rebuked it. Now, there is a curveball that we stumbled on tonight, but I do want to have what's her face on that Archbishop.
Uh, Rake. Is it Christina Rake? I don't know. I
I
can't
can't
remember her
remember.
name right offhand.
Yeah. Anyways, I'd like to have
AJ would
her
know.
on
Eric would know.
because I want to talk to somebody who's well versed in that genre because
Christina Rake.
I I've rebuked several times in the name of Jesus to clear my home because we've all know that I've had weird experiences, with this moving stuff, the bean dropping, shit like that. And I had the woman talking in my ear. I had the flashes of light. And my question is, when we talk about rebuking um, something in the name of Jesus, it's sold to us as an end all be all, right? And my question is when you rebuke something in the name of Jesus, does it clear everything out? Like I make no, as an example, I make no insinuation if whatever's in my home is good or evil. I just say, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. You're not welcome here. No one is welcome here. You must leave. I'm surrounded by the Lord's golden light, so on and so forth. Shit like that. And, I'm protected, so on and so forth. A lot of times, more times than not, the activity stops, right? It stops, but it'll pick back up again. And my question is when you do something like that, is it a scatter shot? Does it remove everything from your home, or does it only remove negative entities from your home? Whereas the benevolent or good are still allowed to stay.
When you brought that up, I was like, man, who who knows? And like made me think how how long does it last? Like it's the protection of God. Why would that wear off?
Yeah,
You know? Like we saw it in Hellfire Farm, they would go and get the house blessed and it would be cool for like
a
a
little bit.
month and then it would come back in just full force. Like you would think that that would be a pretty solid barrier to keep shit out, but that thing even told them like I'm from a time way before what you're dealing with was happening, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm old gods. And he's like he just kept walking right through whatever protection they would put up.
I don't think like me and Steve are being visited by nefarious things. It doesn't quite feel that way. However, at home, I run more of a camp of you ain't supposed to be here. Go on and leave us alone.
Which is weird because I do kind of the opposite. Since I'm here by myself,
Yeah.
I'm just like trying to make contact. I'm trying to get some Steve proof here.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like bleeding over into Kyle.
I don't think so, man. Because like I know people are gonna have differing opinions. Like because Colleen said, there's more to it than that, and so on and so forth. I don't know if I personally believe that. Um, because we speak a lot about intention, and I'm pretty sure that the Lord would know my intention whenever I invoke that. Um, I kind of forgot where I was going with that. Kind of brain fart. But I don't know. My belief. I think my belief plays into to a lot of it, and my brain just wouldn't be wrapped around quite yet of there being something different beyond your belief, because belief and faith are kind of the crux to that whole system.
And I don't know, man. I feel like it's a lot of backdoor caveats, you know? Like you ask the Lord to protect your house, right? And then shit keeps going on 2 weeks down the road, and everybody's like, "Well, maybe you did this different. Maybe you did that different. Maybe you did this different." Does that make my decisions more powerful than the Lord's? Like I ask him like, "Hey, keep the shit out of my house." But my intent and openness overpowered the protection that God put on my house.
Yeah, and then you go down that road, um, and I think it all comes down to my understanding of it. So at this point, so
But there shouldn't be loopholes, Twiz.
I agree. But look at it like this, Steve. I think I may be kind of backdooring my own argument here because
You'll end
what
up with an
now?
implant if you're not careful with your back door.
But we're like in regards to using the Lord's name, so on and so forth. We're taught a specific way, right? Now, for me, my mentality about that situation and the question I just asked, the series of questions that I just asked, changes if you say, well, actually, it's a ritual. Then in my brain, it all clicks. Okay, now I will agree that there probably is a series to follow. You know what I'm saying? Because we everybody can know you can fuck up a ritual,
Yeah.
right? Because there's a step thing here. However, at least the way that I grew up, there's not much of a ritual. It's more of your intent, your belief, and it's always sold. If you ever have problems, you ask Jesus for help.
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
no like you have to do this and you have to do that. And it's just you ask Jesus for help.
and what are prayers if they're not spells,
Right.
you know?
And I will. And another thing this is another point I was going to make that I brain farted on. I will forever have confidence, and everybody can talk as much shit as you want. You can look down on me as much as you want. I don't give a fuck. I will have the utmost confidence in my tarot reading that day that says you are protected here and in other realms. I will never falter from that belief. The fact that she hit that, basically talking about my brothers protecting me here and beyond, I'm straight. I'm straight. Like for
Yeah,
me, for me, that will never. I'll never falter off that ever.
that was a wild day.
It was, and there's just I. There's no fucking way. There's no way she would have known. No fucking way. No way. And I went into that thinking about him.
Yeah. And it was and you didn't have like the fact that you went into it nothing specific.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're
because
just
my
like,
brain just went blip,
"Yep,
done.
let the cards tell me what the cards are gonna tell me."
Yep. Yep. And I'll never like you could everybody like I said, everybody can talk as much shit as they want. It's irrelevant to me. It doesn't matter. I'll listen to you and I'll analyze what you say to me, but it'll never falter my belief in that day. It won't. It can't. And then on top of that, we had Charlie from Tony's show say that there's high odds that me and Steve are destined to do this forever.
Oh god, I gotta get alien dick implants forever.
Fuck yeah.
Sick. Sick. I saw somebody mention free will, and I feel like that's the biggest cop out in history. Like anything that challenges the the thought, people are like, well, it's free will. We have free will. Well, that's like the ultimate argument. Like, you know, God's protection on this house was mitigated because I have free will. Does that make my consciousness, my free will, more powerful than the protection that God put on the house? I don't know.
In that line of thinking, that's kind of where like I started getting confused and was starting to lean more towards simulation than anything.
It's
Because
weird.
you just get confused, you know. It just
Yeah.
seems far more likely that somebody wrote a massive parameter system and then just went, "Here you go." I'll look that up, Virgil. I will.
And I'm not saying one way or the other. I don't fucking know. Like
Take a picture of it.
it's a constant back and forth in my brain. Because when I hear people like when there are intellectual conversations going on about that specific thing and people just throw out, well, we have free will. I feel like that discredits them immediately. You don't have any other like defense or any other thought process aside from like it all gets lumped under the blanket of free will.
It's confusing, man. It's confusing. Like it's and I think the conversation is too long to be had at this point
Yeah.
because, you know, at the same time you hear it's part of the plan. You were destined to do this. How does that all work when free will is in the equation?
And who would trust
Because
their free will
essentially
anyway?
if my ending is written, I mean, I feel like odds are that so isn't your path, you know?
Which and who knows
I don't know though.
how that works because they've got like there's new studies in physics that the choices we make in our future
Yeah, affect now,
will change your past.
which is fucking nuts.
It is the Mandela effect. It's proof of the Mandela effect.
And I'll be honest, I guess it's like it's a philosophical equation that I would actually be really interested in running down, like the idea of free will, because there's a part of me that does believe in free will.
We like to believe that we have free will.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes us feel good. It makes us feel
You
like
know,
we're in control of our own destiny, which
it's fucking weird though,
in a
man.
point like I could go out and stand in front of moving traffic right now and I'd be in control of my own destiny essentially. But like in the long-term scheme of things, how much control of it do we have?
I mean, that would be the ultimate question, and you will never know until that day comes. You won't know until you know. But
You know
it's
we're into some shit when Colleen is agreeing with Twist. You know we're into it. I don't know, Verge. I don't know. That's just the excuse everybody uses. We have free will. We have free will. I don't fucking know.
yeah, and I agree with that, Virgil, for sure.
Yeah, you're right about that. All I know is that I don't know nothing.
Hey, I'm with you there.
Yeah, but it's these like I feel like the more you delve into like the paranormal, the more like these questions come up, which is another question that I would like to ask. uh, Archbishop Christina Rake. Um, can you have the paranormal without religion? And can you have religion without the paranormal?
It's kind of an enigma there.
Like, I was thinking about it because there's a lot of things that go on in, like, the literature of all religions that is very, very paranormal in its crux.
Well, realistically, I mean, the whole idea of it is paranormal. The whole thing,
Exactly.
essentially.
What is religion to me? You're asking the wrong guy, Verge. You're asking the wrong guy, let me tell you.
Religion is the crux.
Change the word to supernatural, and that's Tony.
I believe in something, without question. I know for a fact something exists. I've had way too many experiences, like
Religiously.
spiritually. I won't say religiously, but spiritually, that have proven to me something listens,
Should I
something
change
reacts.
the term to spirituality? Can you have paranormal
That's a better phrasing.
without spirituality, and can you have spirituality without the paranormal?
I say no.
I
For
don't
me,
think
that's kind of an easy one. That's
I don't
no.
think so either. I think yeah, religion was a bad term.
Yeah.
Take that out.
Yeah. Because I do believe in things like a creator. I believe in, like, I know people threw shade at the laws one, but dude, I think there is something out there that is the infinite intelligence, and that maybe that is the creator. I don't fucking know. I believe that shit. I think that shit's real because you can't, like, okay, here's another thing, Steve. I think at this point, I feel like most of our listeners would agree, and I feel like you would agree. I 100% believe that they have already figured out how to tap into our collective consciousness.
Oh, 100%.
How is that not a paranormal topic? Like, realistically, how could our consciousness be a scientific element for a lack of better words and explanations? You know what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
Like, how, like, I guess maybe on a quantum level, but how do you fucking explain that? How do you explain that each individual person has this collective, this consciousness that we're all tied to somehow? How, I don't know. I just don't see, my brain doesn't process how that's not a form of paranormal. Period.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know, it opens up so many questions because, like, there's an article going around now that they think that there is alien DNA in our DNA. Have you seen that?
No, but
Like,
that's awesome.
we've been genome spliced.
Which is what people have been saying forever, that we've been fucking seeded here.
So,
Which to me makes the most fucking, or makes not the most sense, but it makes perfect sense because I don't know that I believe we came from monkeys.
how does that make you feel in terms of who our creator is?
I
If
personally,
we've been
for me,
if we're an alien creation?
I guess you could look at it as a father and a stepdad's type situation.
That's good. That's a good
Yeah.
analogy.
Right. Right. You know, father doesn't mean he's your dad or whatever.
It's a good analogy. I saw that and I was like, interesting.
Because I mean, yeah, who's to say we weren't? But it doesn't mean, like, even if aliens created us, it doesn't mean that these paranormal laws still don't exist within the universe. It doesn't mean that, because we were seeded from an alien race, it doesn't mean that we're still not connected to the infinite intelligence,
Fair.
right? We
Mhm.
don't know the laws that are out there. We don't have a fucking clue what we're connected to. And I think that would be, a big possibility is that even if we were created by something, I still will believe that we have the ability, we are connected to something more.
And man, I don't know. We get into these like theological.
I love them. It's some of my favorite
It
talking.
really like makes you think. It really
Yeah,
makes you
you have to.
think.
And I like that question, Colleen. Paranormal spirituality, what is the difference to me? Honestly, there's not much of a difference to me right now. That's not to say that my mind can't be changed and I can't learn more and make a clearer definition. But to me, it's kind of two in the same right now because I kind of am in this camp of everything's connected. I didn't used to be. Like when we first started this shit, I liked my stuff all in little boxes.
I
Aliens are
remember that.
aliens, demons are demons. And the more we walk this road, the more I'm becoming open to this idea that somehow, some way, everything is connected. I just don't know how.
Oh, that brings me up to this when I was doing my research, right, for the episode's going to drop next Monday, the weird Ouija connection where they commute like there's communication with things that are not demons and are not uh ghosts, essentially, like other things in the realm of the paranormal. I was doing some research on, spoiler alert, Bigfoot. But in this book, the Bigfoot Files, right here, who wrote it? I don't know. Peter Gutia. He starts talking about um, like the geomagnetic field that surrounds the Earth. Right?
Mhm.
There have been studies done that when the geomagnetic field kind of so it fluctuates and it's influenced by the sun, magnetic field around the earth, and it fluctuates. So as it lowers, sightings of UFOs, cryptids, Bigfoot, ghosts go up.
Hmm.
And then as it increases, they go down.
Which is weird too, because I think what were those episodes? Remember I did an episode, maybe it was like the Solar Warden or something, or whatever one of them episodes where we were talking about there being some type of net around
Yeah, like a
the earth, and
protection.
every once in a while these things would be able to breach it.
Yeah.
They would find little holes that they could breach and get in.
Yep, and so, like, there's significant changes, like they did one study in, from 57 to 77, just monitoring what they call multiple witness UFO alien sightings. So they made it to where multiple people saw them, and they also saw occupants of the craft. That way they could eliminate like natural phenomena. Like just seeing a light in the sky, they're not going to count as seeing a UFO, right? There had to be multiple witnesses that saw entities in the craft. Those went up by over 15% when the geomagnetic field was low, which is
That's fucking weird.
it's bonkers, right?
Weird.
Same shit with Bigfoot sightings. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how they correlate, why it's like that. Does it do something to our brain? Does the lower magnetic field like lower our consciousness? Does it alter our consciousness like hallucinogenic drugs or some shit to where we're more in tune with these things? But like the
God, what
more
if
I
it what if it strips that veil that you talk about once in a while?
exactly.
You know, the way we and I mean it as like a visual veil that our consciousness. Steve always brings up how our consciousness protects ourselves, and what if that is deteriorated at a point where And of course, by numbers and statistics, that could be what second sight is people are naturally born with a lower we'll call veil ratio, and they naturally see it more often, whereas most people don't because they have the proper vision, so to speak.
Isn't that nuts? Like when I'm diving into something and I get into this weird like scientific evidence that the shit's weird, like it's hard to deny that.
Was it there? Kelly, she made a comment about it's cool to see my progression, and I wish more people would realize that. That's what Hollow Sky is all about. That's kind of like since the beginning, its inception. That's what it's always been, and I feel like a lot of people don't know that this isn't like us being professionals, like a lot of other people claim. This is literally just our journey. We're just doing our journey, and you
Yeah,
guys are here doing your journey with us, and that's what's supposed to make this so special is that we're all kind of on this journey together, and we're all helping each other understand. Even if we don't agree today, who's to say 2 months from now we don't all agree because of the way we all communicate and interact with one another, and we research this shit together.
yeah,
That's what it's always been about.
yeah. I just because we don't know shit.
No,
We're learning.
no, and
We're
we
studying.
openly we always and forever admit that shit, that we don't know anything. This is just our opinions, and we take everybody's opinion, you know, respectfully.
Yeah, and we like we do too. Like when people will be like, "Well, have you considered this?" And we're just like, "Oh shit, I
Exactly.
haven't."
That's what's
Like
supposed to make this shit special is we go, "Oh, fuck. No, I didn't think about that."
yeah, and especially like regarding Bigfoot, when when Chucky started talking to us when he called in that night, and we were talking about like
Yeah. Yeah.
different visual wavelengths and
Yeah.
Bigfoot and shit. Like he got real science on us. I was like, "Damn, maybe there's something to this."
That's what I'm
And then
saying.
the more
And it's something you and me never would have even fucking considered.
no.
Ever. No fucking way.
I'll read this paragraph from this book here. So it says perhaps the most surprising result of our analysis was finding that Bigfoot sightings do not occur at random, relative to global geomagnetic activity, as would be expected if the creatures were merely hard to find Earth dwellers. Instead, 57 sightings from 73 to 95 from John Green and the Bigfoot Co op occur significantly more often, 77% of the time, that's 18% above chance, during times of negative geomagnetic shifts from the day before. Accompanying physical evidence rules out the counter hypothesis that people are having hallucinations or seeing phantoms. Hallucinations don't leave long trails of deeply embedded tracks 3 times the size of a man's foot.
Hmm. Valid point. Valid point. See, and that shit to me, that shit is so fascinating. Just to
That's
hear shit like
crazy.
that. Shit you never consider. That's fascinating.
Dude,
Because
and
it opens up so many roads. That's why I don't hate. I shouldn't say hate. That's why we like, and I know Steve feels it too. People in camps that pigeonhole themselves into this one way of thinking, you miss out on so much shit.
dude, it gets like this book. If anybody comes across this book, get it. Because if you're, I'll be the first to say, I'm not a real big Bigfoot guy. Like, I don't have really an opinion on it one way or the other, whether it's interdimensional, whether it's a shapeshifter, whether it's a primate. But I like Bigfoot when Bigfoot gets real fucking weird,
Yeah,
right?
same, same.
Like it being able to step through the veil when the Earth's geomagnetic field is low.
It's
Like that's
fucking
my
cool.
shit.
That's cool.
He also has chapters on where Bigfoot sightings occur with reptilian sightings to the point to where they're finding reptilian
What the
footprints
fuck? There's reptilian
with
Bigfoot hybrids.
no, they just hang out.
Oh, so they're
They're
just homies.
bros.
Are
They'll
they bros or
find
are they fighting?
they'll find reptilian three-toed prints with the Bigfoot prints.
What? I've never heard that before.
But me either until I was like, I was just laying in the floor like I'm researching like weird shit, and I'm like, what in the is happening?
That's awesome. That's like it's kind of like the episode of Bigfoot versus Dogman that I did,
Yeah, except they're bros.
except they're bros, which is fucking crazy. Not to mention, I hate to even go down this road, but could also explain the fact why you see Bigfoot flying UFOs once in a while.
Hmm? That's weird. It'd be real
Definitely.
weird if Bigfoot might people try to contact Bigfoot via a Ouija board.
Right. It is strange.
That might be something you want to listen to next Monday. You know, but yeah,
I think
that's where he was going with it. Like all of the UFO reports correlated with Bigfoot, and he's like, but which we have had people send us photos of the three-toed tracks.
yeah. Yep. And reptilians.
Three-toed tracks. Hell yeah. Shit's weird. The further down the para hole we go, the weirder it gets. Like, because I kind of stood with Kyle where, like, especially at the beginning of this journey, where all paranormal things kind of held their own lane.
Mhm.
Ghosts were ghosts, aliens were aliens, cryptids
Yeah.
were cryptids. Now I'm to the point now where they're just crossing each other's paths, hanging out with each other, maybe the
Yeah.
same, maybe posing as other ones. Like, I don't know shit.
That's where I'm at, dude. Like it's far more confusing now than it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
Far more confusing. But
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I love it. I love it so much.
Like it is bonkers to me that the lower the geomagnetic field is, the higher cryptid sightings, UFO sightings go up. And it's not just like he pointed it out, like it's not just hallucination. It's not like just in people's heads, because even evidence of this happening is left behind.
And aren't there places on the earth that are naturally like that? Kind of in a way, because don't like in some, and I'm not a fucking scientist, so shut up. But
He is a Scientologist.
well, I am a Scientologist for sure. Uh like they talked about Skinwalker Ranch having anomalous rocks and shit, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm talking about. Does that kind of play in the same hand as that, Steve?
I think so, because they talk about the electromagnetic field, which is possibly different than the geomagnetic field. I'm pretty sure,
Right.
but I feel like it's in the same vein.
Sure. I mean, they're both fields, so
Yeah.
they're there.
Peyton, it's called the Bigfoot Files, and it's by Peter Gutia. It's awesome. I went to the half price bookstore last year, and someone dumped their whole Bigfoot collection,
It's
and I
awesome. You do
snagged
find
some
some fucking
bangers.
good ones.
Snagged some bangers. And I don't know, man. I don't know that we'll ever like I don't know that we'll ever find the truth, so to speak. And
No.
I'm not looking for it, honestly. I just want self-confirmation.
I mean, at this point, I kind of feel like for the most part, we have it. We haven't seen everything, but
Yeah, we're going down that path.
yeah.
We've had some
Well,
weird shit
and
happen.
realistically, that's kind of what we've always said. Like if you and me are out and we see a Bigfoot and no one else believes us, it's irrelevant because we saw a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Like that's literally all that matters. We saw a Bigfoot. It doesn't
And
matter if you believe me.
my dumb analytical mind now wants to like track the geomagnetic waves, like when it gets lower, and then be like, "Oh, we need to go Bigfoot hunt now." Like it was low yesterday, we need to Bigfoot hunt now, because they said it's the day. Like if it's low the day before, the sightings go up. Whoop. Like it opens that door for
Mhm.
them. They come in, weave out.
And there's a
But you
way to
think these
track that.
fucking
There's a way to track. Is there a way to track it all?
I don't know that there's a way for us,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Wow.
but science does. Science can monitor the
Well,
geomagnetic waves.
there's probably some website that
Scientists?
does it.
Yeah, it's probably an app actually.
I wouldn't doubt it. Everything's a fucking app.
You'd think like these Bigfoot shows would like look further into that.
No, it's not surprising to me that they don't, because so many people, because you have your camps. That's the problem with the paranormal. You have
Yeah,
your
you're right.
fucking camps. Nope, it has nothing to do with that. It's a flesh and blood thing. We're not even going to consider it. Nope, it's fucking woo woo. It has nothing to do with science.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Man, we're way over. All right. I didn't even realize we talked for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to do your telepathy, you want to do our telepathy tapes real quick and call it a night?
Oh yeah.
I got her locked in here. Everybody ready? Sorry to end the show so quick. I looked up and it was 9:40. Like, damn.
And then I'm suggesting something else for the next round. Let's do. We need to come up with like a list of basic shapes instead of having like hexagon and octagon and all that shit on the board.
Yeah.
That gives a lot. Like, we're newbies. I don't think we
Yeah.
need that much influence out there. So we'll come up with a couple basic shapes.
Yeah, we'll do a list.
Yeah.
Basic shapes and basic colors.
Yeah. Yeah, basic colors for sure. No fucking teals and all that crap. Yeah. All right. I just wanted to throw that out there. I like to have like maybe 4 or 5 shapes.
Yeah.
And then the colors.
Yeah.
And then you're good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hold this up. The color is in this nice little Beetlejuice notebook I got here. And I'm gonna think about it for the next minute, and then you guys can, or 30 seconds. A minute's a long time for silence.
Yeah.
And then you guys can guess. Okay, go. Okay. What do we got here? Let's look.
I got black triangle. Oddly enough, it was an upside down triangle.
I'll give you guys a couple seconds to figure this out, and then we got to talk about something. We got to talk about something.
Did your alien implant come out?
No, not that I know of. I don't have a metal detector.
Oh, I was just saying it peaked out the top and then went back.
Yeah, just prairie dogged. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys what I'd written down before the show. Okay, nobody got it. The colors. There's a lot of the color, and there's a couple people got the shape. So it's a black circle. But when I was you guys are gonna think I'm full of bullshit. All right. When I was trying to focus in my mind's eye a black circle, the only thing I could fucking focus on was a black triangle.
You know, it's fucking weird. And now you're going to think I'm full of shit. Is I almost envisioned the black triangle exactly how you colored the black circle.
The only thing I could think of, because I was manually trying to change the triangle into a circle. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck this up. Because all I can think about is a damn black triangle.
Like, I literally in my head saw, except mine was upside down triangle.
Mine was right side
with
up.
fucking janky ass.
I'm not good at
black
coloring.
scribbling in.
But I wrote that down before the show. And when I closed my eyes to try to focus on a black circle, all I was getting was a black triangle.
It is fucking weird. It
Yeah,
is it
right.
is oddly weird though, because there are times where me and Steve, and I'm not kidding, this has happened far more than once, or to be texting each other, and we literally text each other the exact same thing at the exact same time. Like the other day, we made a reference to each other at the exact same time of alien chest bursters.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be weird, dumb shit like that.
Yeah. Rachel, we're doing some telepathy practice where me and Kyle pick a shape and we focus on it, and then at the end of the show we have people try to guess it. But now I'm gonna have to change my tactic because I can't even focus on what
Yeah, because
I
I'm so
drew.
special that I was overpowering you.
And I started seeing it in there because I wasn't gonna say anything. I'm like, I'm just gonna stick to black circle. I can't. All I could focus on was a damn black triangle.
Okay. So what shapes are we gonna go with?
I say square,
Okay.
diamond.
Okay.
We can mix it up. Circle, star, and what's a good fifth one? I didn't want to do like a rectangle because you already got a square.
True. I mean, triangle is always a good one.
Yeah, we got triangle, square, triangle, circle,
No, you said
diamond, star.
square, diamond, circle,
All right, put triangle.
star, triangle.
Those will be the 5. Triangle,
Okay.
square, circle, diamond, star.
Okay. And then basic colors: white, black, green, purple, pink.
Yeah.
Just all the
White,
colors.
white, black, color of the rainbow.
Yep.
Green, red, orange, purple.
Yep. Yep. I'm good with that.
And we're gonna stick with those. That way we have a parameter
To operate within.
to
But
operate within.
there's still a lot of possibilities that
Combination.
make it quite
Were you
difficult.
guys telepathicing me when I was trying to focus
Probably.
on my shape? Because all I could see was a black triangle.
All right, I wrote it down so I know exactly what shapes there are.
Okay. I'm gonna write it down too, actually.
Yeah. And then I wrote rainbow plus B/W.
So I screwed that up again because I got overpowered. Your brainness overpowered me.
I'm basically gonna turn into Crane from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Beetlejuice notebook. That's a sandworm, Ouroboros,
That's pretty cool.
and there's just some cockroaches on the back.
Pretty cool.
But Rachel, we do the telepathy thing at the end of the show where 1 week Kyle will pick a shape and a color, and then he'll try to project it to me and Holocult, and we try to guess it. We're trying to get on the same wavelength. We're experimenting with telepathy.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that was a long talk.
It was good. It was
Good
fun.
conversation. Good conversation, everyone. So thanks again for hanging out with us. I know, like, everybody's got things going on their Wednesdays, but we really appreciate you all being here, being part of this, interacting
It
in the
is
chat.
fucking weird. Chris there, because I think me and him said black triangle at almost the exact same time.
Yeah. See? And I closed my eyes. All I could see was a damn black triangle.
I'm gonna turn into fucking.
Quit hijacking my telepath.
I'm gonna turn into Professor X.
You already are.
I know. I just need a wheelchair.
With hydraulics on it.
Yeah, of course. And I guess I gotta shave my head too eventually.
That's fine. It's fine. Yeah. All right. Anyway, thanks for all you guys hanging out with us.
Yeah, much
we
love.
appreciate it more than you know. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay weird, and I don't know, just stay weird. Shit's weird.